Crypto. The name has been on the tongues of every Apex Legends fan over the last few months as his speculation and tease was introduced at the start of Season 2. This new legend, which is poised to make a huge impact in the game, has been given a lot of leaks, a lot of attention, and yet nothing truly confirmed. We've seen images of him in the map, and we've also got a pretty clear idea that he was the one who brought down Repulsor with a huge map change in Season 2 when Wattson was introduced. Crypto does seem like he's a bit of a bad guy, but he also brings a unique flair and a type of system of hacking that isn't available in the game to date. But what do we really need from Crypto? That's the question I'm going to answer today for all of you wondering who have been checking out Apex Legends on my channel or maybe want to tune back into the game. Crypto is destined to most likely be the next legend released, and today I'm going to break down the 5 things that we absolutely need from that release and what he needs to bring to the table. Not only for me and Apex Legends players around the world to feel happy, but for you or maybe people who haven't played Apex in a while to really feel revitalized and excited to play this game again. We're going to talk about the release date, when it needs to happen. We're going to talk about abilities and what they need to do. We're also going to talk about some things you probably haven't considered that you don't know yet are extremely important as to whether you'll like the character. All that and more coming up in the video, but before then, just want to say welcome to everybody to the channel. My name's Rainday, and I'm excited to take you through this. Haven't done a lot of speculation on Apex Legends and stuff that's upcoming because I like to stick to the facts, so let me get it out of the way. This is speculative. I don't have any concrete information on Crypto, but these are the things that might as well be concrete because they will have a real impact in the world. If he doesn't release at a certain time, if he releases too soon, too late, there will be real consequences for the game and its player base, so all of that is real, but we don't exactly know anything yet, so this is all just what I hope to see. Alright, so the first of the 5 things we need from Crypto and Apex Legends is he needs to come out in Season 3. Rainday, take that back, you son of a gun, how dare you! I'm sorry, I know a lot of people want Crypto as soon as possible, but listen to this. Apex Legends has now released 10 legends. They're gonna have 11 when Crypto comes out, assuming he actually is the next legend. If they release 2 in each season and they continue on that with 4 seasons each year, that's 8 legends a year. In about 2 years' time, we'll have nearly a third of the entire roster already in the game. Now, some of you may think, oh, well, that's not that bad, but let me talk to you about what Apex Legends is now and see if you still agree. Apex had 8 legends on launch. 10 because of the last 2 releases that have taken nearly half a year, and we found ourselves finding that rhythm enjoyable. Why? Because each legend feels unique, they feel momentous, and they bring a lot of hype to the game. If Crypto came out in Season 2, that would set a really weird precedent for them to be releasing a lot of legends very quickly. Now, trust me when I say I know what that's like. You will get a lot of hype. Us at Paladins in our first year released nearly 17 champions in 1 year. There's 12 months in a year, guys. That means you're releasing more than a champion a month. Can you imagine how insane that is? Yes, it brought a lot of attention. Yes, views were good. But what did that do for the game when it inevitably had to slow down? It honestly made it a little bit more difficult to manage, and the player base's expectations were so difficult to manage because they expected all this new content right away at the highest quality, and it just wasn't feasible. A lot of you have different opinions, and I want to hear what they are, but in my opinion, Season 3 needs to kick off with Crypto. I like that he was teased at the beginning of Season 2. We can talk about him for an entire season, have something to look forward to. But if he launches with Wattson, I just think that's overload. We still have to soak up all the goodness of this game. And there's a lot of things like events coming up and different ways that they keep you interacting until the next launch of a legend. That, I think, is the most sustainable route. Going somewhere along the lines of where Overwatch does, maybe 4 legends or champions a year, is what I suggest we need from Crypto. If we don't get it, I won't be mad, but I feel like it's a little unsustainable, and I don't want to see Respawn put themselves in that position. They've already been a little slower and clearly like to take their time to make a high-quality project. Don't rush it with this legend. The number 4 thing we need from Crypto, he needs to be a RECON legend. Aha! Wait, what? RECON? What does that even mean? A lot of people don't even need to know what RECON means because you just play the legend. There's only 10, just, you know, pick whoever you want to play. But Apex Legends actually is categorized into a type of legend pool. They have defensive, offensive, support, and RECON legends as of now. Kind of like, you know, you have flanks or front lines or supports in hero shooter type games. But Apex Legends has a very big discrepancy between the amount of legends in each category. Offensive legends, 4. Mirage, Octane, Bangalore, and Wraith. Defensive, 3. Wattson, Caustic, and Gibraltar. Support, 2. Lifeline and Pathfinder. And RECON, 1. Bloodhound. Really? Really? 1? You got 4 in one category, 3 in another, 2 in another, and 1 in another? The balance is off, my friends. The gods are telling me that we're getting another RECON legend, and it is going to be Crypto. Now, RECON stands for reconnaissance, and this is honestly a very cool aspect of Apex Legends. Bloodhound is a character that allows you to track down where enemies have gone, understand where they are within walls by scanning them, and also get a huge movement boost and chase down footprints and also see enemies highlighted like you had a digital threat. He's the guy who brought down Repulsor with his computer in the middle of Kings Canyon. I feel like this is a hacker, and I feel like hackers are great at getting information, so this seems like a no-brainer and something that they are going to follow up on. But it's not just the information, it's the pace of play. Wattson is a very defensive legend, the last legend that was released, and if you didn't like sitting in a building, Wattson wasn't really for you. A lot of people play Apex Legends because of the momentum. Think of every single trailer they've ever launched. Some dude is sliding, he's, jumping off a roof, grappling, turning around, 360ing, healing, and then popping somebody in the head with a longbow shot. I mean, that's the type of gameplay people are attracted to about Apex Legends, and I think a legend that allows you to play at a faster pace would be more welcoming from the general populace. I mean, some of you may not have played Apex in a while, so what do you think? Would you rather have somebody who's more aggressive, trying to find kills and trying to track down enemies, or would you rather have someone who's all about holding down one small space in the final circle? Let me know, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but in my opinion, he needs to be aggressive. Moving on to the number 3 most important thing that we need from Crypto. He's got to be hacking things. Now, y'all may think this is funny, but for real, this dude has to be hacking something. I mean, he took down Repulsor with a laptop in the middle of Kings Canyon, like I said earlier. He's got to get the hacks on. Now, how will this actually implement things in his abilities? There's a lot of speculative nature things that we've talked about and that people have talked about over the course of the last few weeks in YouTube, and I'll go over a few of them right now. People suggest that maybe Crypto can hack into other people's deployables. So Wattson throws down a pylon, or maybe Lifeline still has one of her airdrops that have come down and maybe been looted. Maybe he can hack into that and get some information on where they are or where they've moved in the last minute or so. Or maybe he just has the ability to go ahead and hack certain areas like Pathfinder with the beacon and track down anybody who moves within that area, sending a ping to his radar. Whatever it is, this is what we expect from this legend. And if this brother cannot hack, I am going to be upset. I'm going to be like, I was told he was a hacker. He brought down a damn piece of the map with a computer. This man must be a hacker. I will not play. Okay, I'll still play, but I'm upset. Oh, but enchanté, you forget one of the most important aspects of this point. The big challenge will be getting this hacking to feel fluid, because people will get really bored if this kind of reconnaissance, get all this information, know where your enemies are kind of guy, to use his ability, has to wait 10 seconds during a fight. I mean, that's just not feasible in Apex Legends. You can't take that much time to do it. So the hacking somehow has to flow and mesh within what he's doing as far as healing and sliding and shooting. All of that has to be purposeful, otherwise he's not going to have a lot of abilities in the game, in the flow of the fight, and that will be troublesome. And most importantly, his abilities need to counter other legends, as we get into the number 2 most important thing that Crypto needs to bring on release, and that is, he's gotta be OP. Oh my god, I'm gonna turn this video off. Did this dude just really say he has to be OP? I'm about to comment right now. I'm gonna tell him how bad he is. I thought this dude was really bad watching this gameplay, but now I know for sure. Now, I know a lot of you are ready to react, but do me a favor and just hear me out. You can make your decision right after that, but let me finish my point. I say that he needs to be OP, but let me qualify that. In my opinion, and experiencing game development over 3 years, working in Georgia at Hi-Res Studios, alongside Paladins, alongside Smite, seeing the esports, and witnessing probably across the 2 games, nearly 100 gods get released in that time frame, I found out one really important thing. Overpowered champions are better for the game and its players, although they don't realize. Now, I know you still have some fault with this, but let me also clarify the fact that I don't believe perfect balance is possible on the release of a legend. I don't think any game can immediately put something out and achieve perfect harmony with every single element in the game. When you have as many moving pieces as Apex Legends does, it's nearly impossible. So what that means is you're choosing from 2 different outcomes. I'm releasing this legend and he is slightly underpowered, meaning that a majority of legends are a little bit better than him, or I am releasing this legend and he is a bit overpowered, meaning he's better than most of the legends in the roster. Now, here I'm going to say something so you can timestamp and point to anybody making a dumb argument in the comment section, which there invariably will be. I want a balanced legend. Balance is key, but is balance possible, realistic? Not in my eyes. I think especially on the first try. It takes a little bit of time, so I'd rather Crypto be a very dominant legend. and here's why. When Wattson came in, she was overpowered in a specific situation, and that was closed circles in ranked. However, ranked mode came out, and at the end of the day, when you end a game of Apex Legends, the circles get small, and if you can hold the space, you are at an advantage. Therefore, Wattson became OP in one specific situation, which ended up carrying a lot of weight. Out in the open, she was just as good as anybody else, actually a little bit worse because she doesn't have any mobility, so that actually put her at a disadvantage. This is a great goal for Crypto, but I think Crypto's niche needs to be countering other legends so that he can change the meta. I think Wattson as a character is really cool, but I think what she did to the game is even cooler. The fact that she changed Apex Legends from a meta that was just kind of going in super aggressive, who cares, just run and gun third party, to wow, I gotta sit, I gotta be patient, I can't break into that room, my grenades aren't working, my arc stars aren't working, I have to think of a new way around this, created some really refreshing gameplay. However, we all don't want to sit in a building forever, and I think if you can have each legend that comes out change the state of the game in a significant way, you can keep players knowing and getting excited that the game is changing, hopefully for the better, every time a new legend comes out. Still don't believe me? Well, what if Crypto came out and was just kind of underwhelming? You could slot him in for Bloodhound or something else, but it wasn't really that important, and the Wattson meta stayed the same. Is that what you want for the rest of Apex Legends? For the rest of the game? I don't think so. So Crypto, I think, has a real opportunity to be able to counter something that's currently very strong in Apex Legends, but also for legends themselves to be able to play carefully around Crypto's abilities like they do Wattson's and find a way around it. If he has a ultimate and it's an EMP, maybe he can throw it out and disable all of the Wattson defenses inside a building, or maybe all abilities go on a nullified, like 10 seconds you can't use them. Think like a Sombra EMP in Overwatch. But if you have another ultimate accelerant, you can wait out that EMP and put another one up. Or you can kind of bait out people, making them think you've got something up in there, and then let him use his EMP, and then really put your resources down and defend the building. This idea exists in Rainbow Six Siege, and it's called bandit tricking, where basically Bandit, the character, against Thermite or Ibana, will try to use an EMP when they're trying to use their charges to blow up a wall. If he's able to time it out right, he's going to destroy the charges, or if they're able to time out their charges right, they're going to destroy the EMP. All of these things end up being a mind game for the two players and create a really interesting dynamic to watch. Or at least it's basically like that. I'm not a Rainbow Six Siege pro, but you get the idea. Crypto needs to be able to bring that hype. He's got to be able to make an impact in the game, and he can't just be somebody that sits in the middle of the roster and is unimpressive. That would be a very, very bad thing, especially if Apex Legends is only releasing one legend per season. He's got to come out with a bang and start Season 3 off right. And now, the #1 most important thing for Crypto when he releases in Apex Legends, he has to be, go ahead, try. You're not going to guess this word. He's got to be fun. What makes you want to play a video game? What makes you want to come back to a game that you've already played? What makes you want to keep playing? Competition, smooth servers, great feel, all of these things can be boiled down to one simple word: fun. Crypto cannot be a step backwards for Apex Legends. It has to be a giant leap forward. Everyone who has not played this game in a while, or since that huge 50 million player release month that it had, needs to come back, see this new legend, play him, and say, wow, that's why I first started playing this game in the first place. Because think about it, you're not just making a judgment on the legend in that case, you're making a judgment on the game. You're saying, is it worth coming back every time they drop a new season and a new legend and a new weapon appears? Or is it just going to be same old, same old? Maybe some people were there when Wattson dropped, got excited for new content, but realized that they didn't really like the defensive style. He has to be fun for those players who are looking for that original experience of kind of that blood rush, that smooth but exciting and fast-paced feel that Apex Legends traditionally offers for players in the Battle Royale genre. So there's a strong task ahead for Apex Legends. If Crypto is not fun, I'm a little scared. I'm a little worried at the state of where this game would be and the perception that a lot of the people would have of it. However, overall, I'm more optimistic than anything. I think Respawn has done a fantastic job of keeping this game together, going through all the ups and downs, and obviously having a lot to deliver on and doing it so far. And I believe in them to do it again. That's why I'm excited about Crypto's release, and you should be too. And if you're interested, stick here to the channel. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and liked any of the points I brought up, and a dislike if you didn't. Also, comment down below what you thought I might have missed or what I could add to this video, or any thoughts you have about Crypto. And if you want to stay tuned to the channel and support me, make sure to subscribe. That's the best way for me to know that you like what I'm doing and that I should do more of it. As always, friends, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.